Hello and welcome to the Time to Shine talk show. This is your host Ruksar Sayed, and today I'm in conversation with Sonia Zaknoune. She is a respected entrepreneur and business consultant known for her expertise in helping companies expand into new markets. As the founder of a KAZA consultancy and during the last 16 years based in Dubai, she has worked with numerous organizations to successfully enter the Middle East market, a region that can be complex and challenging to navigate. Welcome, Sonia, on my show, and I'm glad to connect with you today.
Hello, thank you so much. Thank you very much. You pronounced my name perfectly, so I thank you for that.
Yes, I was very nervous
And
to pronounce the name, and I was about to ask you, but I totally forgot.
no,
And
no,
then,
it was perfectly said. Yeah, thank you for having me today. Very much looking forward to our little chat and little podcast today, and you can ask me anything.
yeah, so my first question is that about your Kaza consultancy. What was the initial idea behind starting this initiative, and how are you helping the companies to grow in the Middle East market?
Yeah. So basically, I'm French originally. I'm from France. I'm from the mountain next to Switzerland, so very different landmark scenery than Dubai. And I came in September. Will be 17 years that I live in Dubai. And I like to say that I arrived in the country in a time where we used to be here a little bit by chance, when
Yes.
today the whole world wants to be in Dubai and in the region. So I worked, I started my career in hospitality with the group MR Hospitality Group. And at the time, you have behind you Burj Khalifa. When I came to
Yes.
Dubai and I worked on the project, Burj Khalifa was half built. So I used to sell a dream that I couldn't really understand myself. Dubai Mall, Burj Khalifa, the tallest tower in the world, the fontaine, all this, and what became the downtown. So I worked then with companies like Nespresso, and I was in charge of the development of D2B in the region. And it's where I started to travel in Qatar, in Kuwait, etc. So I basically became a specialist in the region on the business development. And I used to receive people were asking me, "Oh, you know everyone, you know every project. Can you help
Yes.
me? I don't know." And I'm like, "Okay, interesting," because for me it was super easy. And I
Yes.
realized that there were a gap in the market of helping companies on how to start their business here.
Great.
And is how I created and launched KAZAconsultancy. So I work with manufacturers, with businesses, and companies who want to enter the Middle East market.
Mm. Yes.
So my approach is to help them understanding, first of all, the market, how to approach, how to position your brand. It can go for market research to, changing sometimes the packaging, the sizing of the product to have it basically suitable for this market. And UAE, we say, we have 200 nationalities. So
Yes.
when you do business here, you do it very much differently than when you do in your own country, because who do you target exactly? What's the position of your brand?
Yes. Yes.
So this is where so is what I do, and introduce to key players, to distributors when they need. But it's a lot of market strategy and market penetration
Yeah. So
kind of strategy.
and I also wish you success, and I wish you all
Thank
the
you.
very best in whatever future endeavors you do regarding by helping so many people, helping so many companies to expand and grow here, because this is a
Yes.
multicultural place, and expanding and growing here is reaching the heights of success. So moving
There's
on
a lot of
towards the
potential. There is, sorry.
yes, yes, move. Yeah, you can speak.
No, no, I was going to say, like, it's a region with super exciting because there's so much
Yes,
going on.
yes,
What I feel it can be super overwhelming, and there's also, in my opinion, a kind of a misconception
yes.
about the Middle East. I say that it's not raining gold. you
Seriously,
know,
yeah.
so you need to be smart in your approach for sure.
Exactly. So moving on towards the next question, I saw that in your bio as well that you are conducting a masterclass. So can you
Mhm.
tell our viewers something about your masterclass and what it is all about?
Yes. So before having the companies coming to the Middle East, I feel there's a lot of question marks about so many things. So it's where I launched the masterclass of how to sell your brands in the Middle East, or how to sell your brand in the UAE, depending on the approach. And then I go with some basics that are very important for each single person, an entrepreneur and business who want to really penetrate this market. And I basically discuss 3 points. So the point number 1 is how to prepare your entry. Of course, I will not go in details now. Please, I would love to have everyone, and I will launch and I will promote the next masterclass. But basically, how to prepare your entry. And the point number 2 is actually about the mistake to avoid, because there's a lot of common mistakes. And I will just tell you a little thing, because when I was saying just earlier about the misconception about the Middle East, it's where the mistakes come. You know, you need to really be, you need to really understand and not come with all this idea that, I don't know, as I said earlier, I always give this example because it's such a classic of like, oh, here, you know, everybody's rich. I mean, we're not all rich, and you know, so this is a misconception, for example. So when you position your brand and your product, you have already this misconception. And then the last point is key to success.
Yes.
So these 3 and 4 points that will help you to be successful in your approach of entering this market. So this is a masterclass, and I'm having amazing feedback, and we're getting excited. So I'm doing them online, and I've done a few sessions live, not only in UAE, of course, because well, obviously the objective is to work with companies who are outside of the Middle East and outside of UAE. But the interesting part is that I'm approached a lot by businesses who are already in the UAE, but have challenges to grow their business. So it's where also I help them to say, okay, now you are here, how do you grow your business? You know, you have your product, I don't know, in a shelf, in a supermarket, but how do you make it, how do you make the customers aware of
How
it?
do you,
Because, you know,
how do you promote your
exactly.
product so that it can be visible, the brand can be visible?
Exactly. And as I say, you know, you cannot buy a product if you don't know it exists.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah. So, you know, whenever we are starting out a new venture or a new business, there are, you know, we do a lot of mistakes, and from those mistakes we learn. Those mistakes also become
Yes.
the life lessons. So, what is your biggest
Yes.
life lesson?
I was thinking of this because it's sometimes a question that we ask. And for me, personally, what I have learned, you have to choose your battles in life.
Yes,
And of
true.
course, I'm getting, you know, older. And you go through your life, and you know, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, when you're much younger, and you want to kind of like argue and fight for things. And you know, it can be at work, it can be in your family, it can be in your relationship, it can be daily things like with your landlord, with anything. And I used to be, maybe because I'm French and we just love to strike. And you know, we like to you know, to express ourselves
Yes,
and voice. But I realize that you need to choose your battles. Some things are like, you know what, that's okay. It's not, I'm not here
yes,
to fight for this. I'm here to argue for that. You want me to do this, I'll do it. You want me to move, I'm moving. It's your idea, it's what you think, it's okay. And this is
exactly.
definitely a lesson that I have learned going through this myself. I'm like, no, I need to choose my battle.
Yeah. So moving on towards the next question, what is, you know, who is your biggest motivator, supporter, and influential person, that one person who has supported you a lot in your journey?
I would say that something that I'm very into woman
Empowerment and,
entrepreneurial
yeah,
kind of
women
like,
supporting
yes,
other women. Yeah.
yes. And in my own business, I'm even feeling a little bit more passionate when it's a 100% woman owned company, especially on the creators. With all the respect I have for everyone, it brings you need so much courage to create your own brand in a product, to create a product.
Yes.
And I've been very lucky to be working with 100% own creators that I help to penetrate this market in cosmetic, in food and beverage, in innovative product. And I find that this excites me. And this, we used to maybe we use sometimes too much the word inspirational. She's
Yes.
inspirational. We are inspirational. We use it slightly too much, in my opinion. But some people that you meet are literally very inspirational. And I remember my first boss actually in Paris, my first boss ever, except for, of course, when I had my summer jobs. And she was like two times divorcee and 3 times married, and she could look like an eccentric person. If she hears me, she will say, "What is this?" But for me, it's the first female figure as an entrepreneur that I met in my life, and I was 21 years old. She was working in real estate, actually, in Paris, and she used to take she was telling me the story. She was a very successful entrepreneur, but she was taking like evening class because she was raising
Okay.
her kids by herself, and she was taking evening class to become a judge at the Chamber of Commerce of Paris. And already I was only 21 and 22, and I was like, oh, wow, that is very crazy, like it
Yes.
is very
For us at that
inspiring.
age, if we see something like this, it inspires us a lot.
Exactly. So already I think to have this, I've been lucky to have this experience because I worked with her for 6 years, and it's where from there I moved to Dubai. But it was my first job, and I was basically surrounded. It was a very feminine, by the way, company. It was a lot of women. But
That's
yes,
great, by the
I found
way.
it very avant-gardist for her generation, honestly.
Yeah.
So I would think of her as a, yeah.
Yeah. So Sonia, being in this field and growing so much, developing so much, learning so much, what is your message and one piece of advice which you want to give to our listeners?
Alors, the question was especially for the younger generation, and I feel so old when I'm saying that, but you know, something I've learned not from me because I've never been in this, but especially probably again the Middle East, etc. I would say to not spend the money you do not have. Do not
Yes, absolutely
make
true. Yeah.
unnecessary loans. For me, loans is to buy an apartment, a home, or let's say a car.
Hmm.
But for the rest, and I have seen so many people being in very in depth, being in problem when they're only 25, 30 years old, 35 years old,
Yes, yes, yes.
because and I don't want to look, but don't take a loan because you want to go on holidays, unfortunately, or you do other type of holidays. If you want
Hmm.
to buy even a fridge, save the money, buy the fridge,
Yes,
you know?
true. Yeah.
And you have time in life where time are harder. Same when I came to Dubai, you change job, like you have hard moments, but
Hmm.
do not go into this. If you don't have the money, don't go. Don't go out if you don't have money. It's okay. You have
Do
nothing to prove to
sacrifices,
anybody.
then save up and then invest, or that time we will have pride in ourselves that we have achieved so much and we are doing this
Yes,
by our own will and our own money. So that is a different feeling altogether.
of course, you earn, you spend, of course, enjoy
Yes.
yourself. I mean, we live once, huh? You need to find the balance of like, I might die tomorrow or I might live until 100 years old. So what I'm going to do with no money, right? So
Yes,
it's a balance to take, but I would say more, me is more that. Do not spend the money that you do not have. It's
exactly.
definitely
So
a lesson
this,
I give to my well now that became your older. So but like I used to give to my brothers, to my, do not spend the money you don't have.
yeah, so most
Really.
of the
It's
people
can be
also, there are so many examples, people taking debts and spending entire life, to paying off it, and
yes.
having that
It's very
having in
stressful.
being in stress and trauma that we have to pay back, and we have to save
Yeah,
so much to pay back, not on ourselves but to
exactly.
pay back the debt.
I,
So
I would
that is
tell
a
you a
very,
secret. Sorry, it's not a secret, but I have a debit card. I don't have a credit
yes.
card, actually, you know,
Okay.
because all my life I had debit card because actually when I came to Dubai and I remember my company, they give us this form, this file to form for the bank account. And my English was not very good. And I didn't understand, you know, what I was kind of like clicking. And it's where I got actually the debit card, and people were like, "Why you have?" And I'm like, "I don't know, you know." And I never needed to have, the bank, they call you because they see your bank account. They're like, "Oh, you want to get a credit card? We give you this, we give you that." I'm like, "I don't need, thank you very much. I am fine with what I have right now."
Yeah, so that is a great message, Sonia, which you have given to our listeners. And I hope your many millions of people will get inspired by your journey and by your hard work and on the position which you are in today. And I wish you all the very best once again in the work you do
Thank you
and
so much,
yeah, in all
Shah.
your future endeavors. Thank you so much for being on my show today and for having this insightful conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I wish you a nice afternoon, and thank you for the listeners. And you can contact me, of course, anytime
Yes,
if you
and
need
I will
some
mention
support. I
your
have to.
Yes, I will mention the IDs and links of Sonia's social media handle so that viewers can reach her out. And yes, she is a great person.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Yeah, bye.